Hello, everybody. We'll briefly talk about WrestleMania before we get into the Backlash predictions. And everybody is trashing the pay-per-view already, as I probably had expected, but I did not think it was as bad as what people were saying. And I thought we got some pretty decent moments out of it, especially being what it was. I think people's expectations were a little bit too high coming into the 25th anniversary, as it should be high. But WWE, as you could see through their sort of promoting the event, it was not going to be what we all thought it was. The promoting was not as big. You could tell that WrestleMania 21 was a lot bigger. They went much further. They did promos through from movies, uh, televised ones. They did incredible amount of promotion in Hollywood for that event. They did the same thing in years past, but not this year. It didn't go as far. I'd say that. So let's get to, and in my opinion, I will still say this: Taker versus HBK should have been the main event. Though the main event was okay at best, that could have probably topped it. I did enjoy WrestleMania 25. I'll say that. Now you have Backlash 2009. This to me is usually like a blow off to WrestleMania. But what I'm seeing is it pretty much is that, except for maybe one match, which is Jack Swagger versus Christian. As you probably know, Jack Swagger did not defend his title at WrestleMania 25 against anyone. Actually, he was a lumberjack in the unification tag match, which wasn't even televised. That definitely says something about another champion, or your ECW champion for that matter. The fact that he's facing Christian is, I guess you get a decent match out of this, and I'm a huge fan of Christian. There's nothing more to say about that. Uh, but if they're really going to try to push Christian, and people are saying that they're kind of not knowing which way it's going to go, or pretty much they're saying Christian is going to win, and I'm saying if WWE does trust him, that they would actually build a little bit more on Jack Swagger, so when he does go on his own sort of route there, that Christian is able to maintain, or then switch over to Christian, so you have two strong former champions. You have Jack Swagger, the former champion, who still looks strong, and you have Christian, who is your champion, who looks strong as strong as he's ever been on your program in recent months. So I want to say that I hope Jack Swagger will win, but like everybody else, I do have a feeling that Christian may win this because that's how WWE does things. You have Jeff Hardy versus Matt Hardy in an I Quit match. Now, I'm a fan of I Quit matches. The best one being The Rock versus Mick Foley. That was one of the first matches I've ever seen on pay-per-view in my entire life. Now, that has a lot to say. A lot of great spots there. They could go this route with the same spots, though you can see the gimmicks working their way up. Uh, I'm just surprised that there's no cage this time because people keep escaping. I thought that this would be a cage match, but they're going the route of an I Quit. Uh, to me, this feud is kind of boring and dull, and there's no real true direction in it, just like today's current WWE. But you have Jeff and Matt, the two brothers, fighting over God knows what. I wish they would just. They probably should give this to Jeff, have one more match, and have Matt just clear it all, take the rest of it home, you know. But I do see Jeff winning this. Uh, you have Chris Jericho versus Ricky Steamboat, which is probably will be the match of the night, undoubtedly. They're definitely, I don't know how much time they're going to give this because Ricky Steamboat is up there in age. Maybe about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, hopefully longer than the Santino segment. Uh, this should be something definitely to enjoy, but I still see Chris Jericho going over. The Santino segment with Kali in the Kiss Cam, I'm not too interested in. I'm not interested in Santina character. I don't believe it's funny. Uh, this is exactly like Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe dressing up in the evening gown at King of the Ring, I believe for the women's title or something stupid like that. It was, to me, that's just pathetic. There's much more storylines you could go with, and instead of having a man cross-dress and to have him interfere in women's matches and stuff like that, to me, it's just not funny. Um, Well, anyway, you probably get to see Kalik is Santino, or him finally reveal that he is Santino, and then the backlash from that, if you will, from Beth Phoenix, because she is not on the card at all. There is no women's match on the card. There is no true tag team match. There is just 3-on-3 with a stupid ass stipulation. CM Punk versus Kane. We've seen this before. Punk has defeated him several times. Probably most of the times they ever faced, except Kane beat him once, I believe, on ECW. I'm not sure. That may be the case. You have, if they really want to make Mr. Money in the Bank look strong, he'd just go over Kane, because they're not making Kane look like a credible monster anymore. So I don't see the point of making Kane go over in this. So I'm going to call CM Punk on this one. I don't see why he would. Kane, there's just no point to that anymore unless you're going to build him to be a credible monster. You have John Cena versus Edge. Now, John Cena and Edge have fought several times, and I don't know why I actually did like their WrestleMania match. I thought that was pretty good, especially after something like Taker and HBK. They actually put on a decent show, which the crowd was kind of into, kind of not. But how could you be after a match like that? And I think they did a better job than Triple H and Orton did, just in my opinion. They went the exact route that they should have went with that type of match, and I can't complain. This match should be good, or decent to good. You have John Cena is the World Heavyweight Champion. Everybody knows the backstory, but it's just leading to this. There's no current champion on SmackDown, and I would like Edge to win this and become a 9-time champion. Me personally, I would like that, or I would not like CM Punk to cash in the Money in the Bank this way. Not this way. You have Cena and Edge. So I'm just going to call Cena to win this one. Last man standing match. Which is, I guess, Cena's typical match. His hardcore match choice. I believe it is. You have Triple H, Batista, and Shane McMahon taking on The Legacy. Orton, Codes, and Ted DiBiase. Now, Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase have shot to the main event faster than anyone I've ever probably seen in my entire life. Fighting former world champions quicker than that. I've never seen anything like that. I don't know why anybody's not complaining about that, because that's absolutely ridiculous. The fact that Cody Rhodes is facing, like, Ted DiBiase is facing Batista, and they're both facing John Cena and Batista together for the tag titles and defeating him and this and that. It's kind of like a wake-up call in a sort of way that these two are going to be the future, though I don't see them as the future, because I feel that they have no charisma whatsoever. None whatsoever, so I don't see why these two are going. I actually believe Cody Rhodes has more charisma than Ted DiBiase. Just my opinion. You have Triple H, Batista, and Shane McMahon versus The Legacy. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase. Triple H is the champion. If his team wins, he gets to retain his title. If any of the members of the Legacy wins, Randy Orton wins the title. I automatically hate the stipulation. This is what TNA did not too long ago with AJ Styles. If he were to win the 3-on-3, any of the members, AJ would get the belt. But as we know, Sting retained. I sort of see this going this way, unless Batista, there's rumors that Batista will turn heel. I don't care if Batista turns heel, because I'm not interested in Batista's character. I think he absolutely sucks. I think he has no mic work, no skills. And I can't think for the life of me how this man ever truly got over. If it wasn't for the help of Triple H and Ric Flair, he would never be in the position that he would be in. Now you have Triple H, who's on this mad run with this belt, and I'm hoping that he just drops it, because he really needs to. For him to drop a title, and this is so annoying. He's held this title forever, pretty much. Except for 2 months out of the year. That says a lot, especially coming up on the pay-per-view where he won it. Yeah, I'm not really into this main event. I think it's pretty much pathetic, and I thought they could have done a lot more than this. Definitely from my my point of view. Triple H to retain. Nothing new here. Later.